So you mentioned you went out, you were freelancing on your own. What happened from doing it solo into actually going in and hiring employees and building it out as a business that wasn't just you?
It's quite the journey, to be honest, going from
There's probably
solo.
there's probably 10 questions built into that one question.
Totally.
Yeah.
Um, so when I first started consulting, again, we'll bring this all the way back to skiing again.
Nice.
I really just wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to control my own schedule. I wanted to make more money. And I was able to basically, quote unquote, break even with my full time job by working part-time consulting. And that allowed me to go skiing like 3, 4, 5 days a week. I would go up to the mountain and just shred all morning and come back and work all the rest of the day. And so that was really something that was a drive to have that flexibility and freedom. And kind of what you're saying, like building those lifestyle businesses doesn't always have to be about lifestyle, but I feel like in my experience, I've kind of taken waves where I've come back to more of that lifestyle focus and then work super, super, super hard and then kind of come back to more of that lifestyle focus. So that was something where I first started off working part-time and then just started growing and getting a lot more business and word of mouth. And I continued to work hard in terms of active networking and business development. And it would get to the point where I just had too much work for me to handle on my own. And so I started bringing in contractors. I have a bad habit of not saying no, which I have worked on over the years. And so I started bringing in contractors at that point, mostly my SEO buddies, other agencies I'd worked with over the years who had reached out to me and said, hey, like if you know of anything, I'm looking for stuff on the side. That is not uncommon in the industry to find anyone looking for side work because it is easy to pick up in SEO. And so it took me, I want to say maybe 2 years, honestly, to hire my first full-time employee. And I was dragging my feet big time on that because hiring the first employee to me was scary because you're responsible for someone else's livelihood.
Yes.
And our first employee was actually a super good friend of mine, and we worked together probably for the bulk of 10 years here and are still super good friends. And so, of course, I took that very seriously, but she had contracted for me about 6 months before coming on full time as an employee. So we kind of got into that rhythm together. And then we had a team of contractors in addition to that. And my husband actually joined probably 2, 3 years into that as well to help run operations and technical work. And so we just kind of organically grew very slowly, very conscientiously, to be honest, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to build an agency. I didn't know if I wanted to just like keep a small practice with a few people. And so I really was dragging my feet, to be honest, in terms of that growth, and made a conscientious decision after a few years. It was like, okay, well, like, let's give this agency thing a shot. Even then, I didn't grow that big of an agency. It was still a boutique agency with, around 10 employees or so and contractors. And so it really wasn't that big in the grand scheme of things. But, we could talk about ways I positioned it and how we took on work and managed team and work from that standpoint. But it was really more of that expert boutique agency where I didn't want clients to get lost in that big agency feel. I didn't want to dilute the quality of work that we were producing and the service and support we were providing to clients that bigger agencies can do. No knock on bigger agencies. It just wasn't the route I wanted to take. And so that was really the evolution of like trying to grow very slowly, conscientiously, and really just hire very talented people in SEO.
Yeah, it's I love the way you just explained that because it feels so natural and how I think a lot of businesses really should be growing.